Long ago, more than 2,000 years back, a young man named Alexander of Macedon carried within him a dream larger than the lands he could see. He was the son of King Philip II, raised under the teachings of Aristotle, who filled his mind with philosophy, science, and the belief that destiny was written by courage. By the time he was 20, Alexander had inherited the throne. But he did not wish to rule just Macedonia, he wanted to unite the known world. His armies marched across Persia, Egypt, and India, breaking empires, but also carrying with them ideas, languages, and traditions. Alexander believed that conquest was not only about swords, but about the blending of cultures. Everywhere he went, he built cities named after himself, the most famous being Alexandria in Egypt, which later became a beacon of learning and knowledge. One evening, after countless battles and endless miles of marching, Alexander stopped with his army on the banks of the Indus River. His soldiers, tired and homesick, whispered in the dark about returning. They had crossed deserts, mountains, and rivers. They had faced enemies stronger than lions and lands stranger than dreams. For the first time, Alexander felt the silence of doubt. He had conquered half the world, but the eyes of his men asked, "When will it be enough?" That night, under the stars, Alexander walked alone away from the camp. The river moved slowly, carrying the moonlight on its surface. He thought of his father, who had always dreamed of conquering Persia but never lived to see it. He thought of Aristotle's words, that knowledge without rest was as dangerous as a sword without a sheath. And he thought of himself not as a king or a conqueror, but as a man who had pushed his limits, perhaps too far. When dawn arrived, Alexander stood before his soldiers. His voice was steady, but softer than usual. He told them that history was not only written in victories, but also in the wisdom to stop. They had carved their names into time itself, and now it was time to return home. His men cheered, not because of another conquest, but because their king had listened to their hearts. Alexander would not live many years beyond that night. Yet the empires he touched, the cultures he blended, and the lessons he left behind. About ambition, humanity, and the balance between dreams and reality still whisper to us across centuries. And as you close your eyes tonight, perhaps you too will hear that whisper, that true greatness lies not only in how far we travel, but in knowing when to pause, breathe, and simply be.